Marada growled and raised a gloved fist in a warning of her own. Glinda spied a small, white-faced monkey scampering about. His presence among these creatures was inexplicable to her, and his wide eyes surveyed the scene as if he, too, wondered what ugly twist of fate had brought him here. What Glinda found most stunning was that he had wings. Sliding down from the skink, Despina sashayed on dainty silver heels, first a few steps to her left, then a skip back to her right. "The harvester is quite vanquished," she declared, as if there had been any doubt. "Gone to seed, one might say." At this, she laughed and turned a pirouette. "She was worthless," Marada spat. When she leaped from her yak, the spurs of her heavy sandals left deep gashes in the dirt. "Ruling by delusion and trickery is not ruling, it is merely deceiving. She was as weak as the flowers she grew. I could have crushed her with one blow." "And she was a terrible hostess," Despina observed with distaste. "She never once threw a ball or cotillion, not even a pitiful little tea party." "Still, her magic was potent," Ava admitted in a grudging tone. "And there was an elegance about her. Handsome features, good bones." "Good bones are the best kind to crush," Marada noted. But she was more vain than she had any right to be. At this, Marada whirled on Ava with raised brows. "You dare to call another vain?" "My vanity is warranted," Ava insisted. "Aphidina was merely pretty. I stun." "In more ways than one," Despina conceded with a nervous giggle, eyeing Ava's mask. Marada grunted. It might have been laughter. The sound made Glinda queasy. Now the three wickeds fell silent, looking out over the ravaged castle grounds, each with a glint of longing in her eyes. The monkey, who, as far as Glinda could tell, had no particular connection to any one of them, sped anxiously from steer to insect to amphibian, none of which paid him any mind. "Surely I could collect immense amounts of taxes were I to lease this land to the quadling farmers." Ava's fingers twitched, as if she could feel the gilt coins being pressed into her hands. "And I could erect dance halls and bowling greens and gaming fields," Despina twittered. "There would be garden parties and carnivals every day and every night if this were mine." "The lists for training would go there," Marada planned aloud, pointing to where the Grand Allée of Symmetries had stood just that morning, before Aphidina's defeat. "And there, rows of sturdy barracks for my soldiers." "Don't you mean barns?" scoffed Ava, gesturing to Marada's cattle grazing on what was left of the haunting harvester's grass. "I would put my herd up against your pests in any battle." "Oh, would you?" Ava's eyes burned. "One well-placed sting on the rump would have your mount galloping back to Gillikin with his tail between his shaggy legs." "My soldiers have fangs," Despina boasted, her hips swaying with pride, "and venom." For a moment, the three harridans stood motionless, hurling lethal glances at one another. Glinda shivered at the nearness of the wickeds, thankful for the protection of the road of red cobble beneath her feet. She was close enough to reach out and pull the mask from Ava's hand. "This is a little too close for comfort," Locasta whispered. "I know they can't see or hear us, but I wish they'd just go back to where they came from." "So do I," said Glinda, ducking back from the whipping hem of one of Despina's scarves. It was then that she felt the tickle, a soft, fuzzy graze against her trembling hand. Startled, she looked down and saw that the monkey had crept to the edge of the road of red cobble. The fluffy top of his head, swiveling from side to side as he took in the patch of road with great curiosity, was brushing against the tip of Glinda's fingers. Tilting his face upward, he met her green eyes with his enormous round ones. He blinked,